We are going to stay with you for this event as we would if this was a tornado warning situation, because this line of storms has a history of almost constant wind damage all the way across the state of Alabama. If you live in a mobile home, you have this amount of time. Right now, 4:16 Eastern Time, you've got 45 minutes in LaGrange to go through that plan of what you're going to do. If you've got a bunch of large trees around, like we said, this may be a time where you don't want to be there. You want to be somewhere else, but you have to make sure you can get there before this line of storms arrives. This is not really a situation where I'm going to point out one spot versus another and say, hey, it's going to be an all clear here or there. But I think, again, if you're in Opelika, Auburn, Beauregard, Marvin, Smith Station, Salem, Bleecker, you all need to prepare for this as it comes through. Right? Lafayette, you're under this warning. We need you in a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. That stretch of 431, right when you get into the county, all the way up to Lafayette, we want folks off of that stretch of Highway 431 and in a safe place. Lauren or Dylan or Anna, let's put an alert out on the app for those sections. Excellent. So, and that's what we talk about our WTVN weather app. What we're doing with it today is when we get warnings like this, we're trying to give alerts out ahead of it to where this storm might eventually move, and not saying that there's a danger, but saying there's a storm that's producing a tornado nearby. And if you're out here in a mobile home or in somewhere that's not safe, we can give you that extra time that you need to get to where you need to go. So if you're anywhere on County Road 11, we want you in your safe spot absolutely right now. This storm's lightning is picking up a lot right here coming into southern Lee County. Let's get back down there. That storm core has really intensified within the last little bit. That bow right there, regardless, coming down Highway 80 right now, Crawford, Ladonia, you're next, Smith Station, you're next, and Phoenix City. This is going to be some really strong winds that are going to come through here pretty soon. So this is uptown looking west, and there you see that shelf cloud. So there's the river right here, looking west into Phoenix City. There's the Phoenix City Amphitheater, and there's the shelf cloud in the distance that you see, that storm coming toward the camera location, which is sitting right on top of the Government Center. Friendship Church, that's between Crawford and Ladonia on 80. This is just north of that, and this is going to cross 280 between what would be considered downtown Smith Station and Phoenix City here pretty soon. This is 185, by the way, that's going north out of the county. This is going to cross eventually 185, perhaps pretty close to where Harris and Muskogee counties come together there, right around Smith Road, the exit 14. So if you're on Williams Road, exit 12, Smith Road, exit 14, up into Harris County as far north as Mulberry Creek, exit 19. We want you in your safe places as we speak. The radar beam, as it goes out, actually gets higher because the earth is curved. So that beam is going to get higher and higher and higher as the curve of the earth goes. So we're actually looking at winds up in the atmosphere.
We're just getting a new scan here. It looks like just west of Talbotton, you see where that bright aqua is showing up? That's where we have the potential for some very strong severe winds. We've gone down a little lower in the line. Now there are two areas we are watching in Barber County that are concerning us. This is on the southern edge of the line. You see these little notches here? Those indicate weak rotation. Now there's not a formal tornado warning on these yet, but if you are anywhere in Barber County, kind of along Highway 431, or even in our Georgia counties into Clay and Quitman County, you need to be watching because that southern edge of the line hasn't quite made it your way yet. If you see that little yellow area right there, that would indicate that those winds that are moving into Talbotton already have some type of tree debris potentially in them.
So that's the view from downtown. I'm going to spin the camera around here a little bit so you can get kind of a different point of view here, but that's the intersection of Broad Street and South Randolph Street. You see the rain coming off the roof of that building there. Just sheets of rain. There's even better way to show it to you. This is downtown Eufaula. The danger, we believe, will pass just south of downtown.
That's what we're watching with this little line of storms coming in. Any of these areas that you could potentially see that rotation, these little notches embedded within the line. If you think about it, Americus, that's kind of on the eastern edge of our viewing area. If it's going to be there potentially around 6:40, around 7 o'clock, a lot of this may slowly be getting out of our area, and we may be able to sound the all clear shortly after 7 o'clock, but we're not there just yet.
I would not be surprised at all if that storm over in Quitman County cycles back up. There's very strong inflow into that storm, 80-mile-an-hour winds plus. So would not be surprised in the next few radar frames if that does cycle back up.
Right, so Dylan was saying, and that's kind of what they're monitoring with the National Weather Service too, because they're the ones who formally issue these warnings, and then we communicate that to you guys at home. So you really want to watch that, because anytime you begin to see that lightning blowing up significantly, that could indicate some strengthening, and you've got that available energy to really feed these storms. These bowing segments along the line that would indicate the potential for some damaging winds is going to continue to push north and eastward into these warned areas.
This is going to be crossing right over Highway 19 in about, what's the current time, 6:12, so about 30 minutes from now. You guys have about 30 minutes to react if you guys live along Highway 19.
There is a tree in the road. That's what we're seeing up here, guys. Looks like there's a tree branch crossing. We are getting to be able to move past that right now, so nothing too crazy. Doesn't look like there is anybody that is injured over here.
So Ellaville, Americus, Plains, you guys need to keep a close eye. This is a pretty good Boeing segment here getting ready to enter in from the west. The severe weather threat is getting ready to dramatically increase if you live along Highway 19 and along Highway 280, especially off to the east of Lumpkin. So something to keep in mind in the next few minutes. There you go, severe weather threat over for our eastern Alabama counties, but still watching, especially to the southeast of Columbus, Butler, Americus, Preston, all of you guys, Plains, Georgia, everybody down in this area, keep a close eye on that radar over the next 30 minutes or so.
This, by the way, is what we laid out for you yesterday and the day before, that as these storms moved in, they would be at their most intense over East Alabama, and then they would progressively weaken a bit as they started to move over to our eastern counties. But on the very bottom of the app where it says see it, snap it, and send it, we are getting in a lot of pictures and videos from you guys over the course of the last little bit. So I just want to kind of cycle through a couple of these here for you. This is from Brandy Parsons. This is River Road, power lines down. You can see the video here playing out, the power crews there trying to take care of that off River Road that's in Columbus. Tree down on Double Churches Road, we mentioned that to you earlier. Car ran into the tree, it appears. That was earlier today when that was submitted to us. Another tree on a power line on River Road, power line's down. The tree is about to fall. The down power line is holding the tree up. This is an awning in Smith Station, Alabama. This is from Amy. Awning that was damaged by the strong winds today. Don't forget on your app interface, if you haven't downloaded it, this is where we've been giving you alerts all day. That menu in the upper right, you go to location, make sure it says follow me. That means it's going to be set up to give you an alert no matter where you happen to be. And I hope today under your settings that you've had storm team alerts turned on. That's been where we've been trying to push out those alerts to you throughout the course of the day, including those of you that were way out ahead of some of these storms, to give you that extra heads up to maybe leave that mobile home or move into more substantial shelter as these storms were moving on in. This, by the way, is Highway 280. It actually takes you out of Sumter County over toward Cordele. And Leslie's a community right there, DeSoto, Cobb. This is Lake Blackshear. You guys are going to get this moving through too. I don't think the warning has been extended over for you guys yet, but it probably will. And that's what we've tried to convey really throughout the course of the week, that this was not going to be something that would affect everyone equally. Severe weather never is, but certainly today we have had more widespread problems than usual due to the very windy nature of these thunderstorms. Also getting some thunder here at the station still. You might be thinking, well, we thought the rough weather was over. It is, but it's still thundering and lightning out there. Even in some places where the severe threat, the damaging wind threat has calmed down, these lightning strikes still may cause you issues. They still may cause you power outages, and we still have those reported all across the Chattahoochee Valley, all across Alabama and Georgia too, as these storms continue to rumble through.